overseas. That has certainly been a trend that's been picking up, and we've been talking about that here on ET Now. Let's go across to someone who stands to gain from what has been announced today, because they already have overseas funds, 6 of them in fact, if you look at it. Radhika Gupta from Edelweiss now joining us live right here on India Tonight. Radhika, always a pleasure talking to you. This is Nayantara Rai. So like I said, there are 6 such funds. Now it can go up to $1 billion. However, the industry limit is still set at $7 billion. Like a precursory look, you guys have skin in the game, ICICI Pru has skin in the game, Motilal Oswal and a bunch of others. So what's going to happen? Are you all going to have an understanding among yourselves? What if other players also want to launch funds?
So I think everyone's, good evening Nayantara, always a pleasure to be here, and I think everyone is welcome to launch funds. As you said, the industry limit of 7 billion actually hasn't changed, but the industry is only about a 20,000 crore, could be a couple of thousand crores off, so less than 3 billion limit. So the industry limit was actually never the issue. However, this is a market where, you may have 40 mutual fund companies, but probably 4 or 5 of us have been sort of very seriously investing in overseas funds. We have been one of the early entrants in this. And what has happened is that over the last year and a half, we are getting substantial flows into this category. At Edelweiss Mutual Fund, probably 30-40% of our monthly equity flows come into global funds because of their track record. We were about, the old limit was about 600 million. We were probably at 450. So at some point we would have had to stop flows into our funds. With the limit going to 1 billion, there's a lot of space for our existing funds to grow and also to bring new ideas into the market, which we certainly will.
Hi Radhika, good evening. This is Ruchi Bhatia. So you're saying that obviously the avenues have also opened up, but for investors, what does it mean? How is this decision really going to change the asset allocation as well coming in for investors?
So I think, look, investors over the last 1.5 years, and I've run a global business for 4 or 5 years, this was a debt category. I mean, it was a 200 crore category for us, and people said, shut this down. Over the last 1.5 years, I think, and because Indian markets also had a leaner period, when COVID happened last year, there was a lot of interest in international investing. You can touch these companies, you can feel these companies, especially tech, healthcare. There's a lot of natural interest in these companies. What this does for investors is, one, it lets mutual funds build scale. It also lets us bring more products to the market. I'll give you an example. If the limit was not extended at 450 billion, we would probably let our existing funds grow. But now we'll talk with our international partner, JP Morgan, and probably bring out 1 or 2 more new ideas in the market. So for those of us who are playing actively in the space, the canvas is wider in terms of being able to offer more offerings to investors. I know in our own basket now you can cover 85% of the world. And as I said, the space for innovation and ideas is actually very vast in the global investing space.
And Tara, again, the other thing I want to ask you is your custodians of your unit holders' money. So there has to be responsible investing as well. Talk to us a little bit about that. With these overseas limits being enhanced, how is that going to take place? Because, if you just see the way Wall Street is trading, look at the tech stocks, everyone obviously wants to increase their positions when there's a bull market.
It's so true, and Neta, I think for us, a lot of the communication has been very modest in the last year, because we do realize that, one, markets are at all-time highs. This is an important part of asset allocation, but what we've been telling retail investors, and if anyone is listening in, is buy overseas funds for the right reasons. The right reason is not because the last year and a half has been great and you've made super returns and Nasdaq's not down and tech is flying and Tesla's doing. Those are bad reasons. You have to invest for asset allocation. You have to invest for diversification, and most importantly, just because it's international equity does not mean it's not risky. Equity is equity. It needs a 5-year holding period. It needs the ability to withstand volatility, and it's not a first-time investor's investment. If your first investment in a mutual fund is an international one, you might be barking up the wrong tree. Understand equity in your home market first before going into this market, because just as I'm excited about the growth of the category, I also know that if people have a bad experience in a category like this, the category gets subdued for a very long time.
Invest wisely. That's a word coming in from Radhika. Radhika, appreciate you taking your time out and, of course, speaking with us. And while we're talking about that important decision that market regulator SEBI has given a go-ahead to, let's also shift focus on how the markets shape